good morning again, and it's now 9:30 and 9:31. In fact, by the time we played all those little bits and pieces, and time for us to take a look at here and there, and a bit here and a bit there. So we're very much ready to take you back in time to things of yesteryear, and that we will do in a moment. But I think that one of the things that you might want to do is to find out what the hell it's going to do out there today. And I think that we might just be able to tell you. No, we can't. We we certainly could earlier. No, here we go. Here we go now. This is what today will bring.
I know you live every day like
Love that little laugh. Love that little laugh. Now, you saw their sunny spells. Well, we're enjoying a sunny spell right now. The courthouse is bathed in sunshine, and it's somewhat an austere building, and yet very attractive in its own way. Very historic. There are a few people that have stood in the dock there that went on to the hangman's noose in the time when we actually hanged people. And today it's looking good, or it was. And now I have to say that food for a new world is just drawn up in a big lorry and blocked our view. Never mind. It is nice out there at the moment, so enjoy it. Now we're going to take a little look back into the past, as we often do in this spot from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. And after that, it's anybody's guess as to what may come up. We broadcast live, and we broadcast live from the White Hart Hotel, and we keep an eye on who wanders in and out. And people have been hijacked in the past. It's come and appear on television, and some of them have. Some of them run for dear life. Perhaps they're not supposed to be here. But anyway, generally speaking, we try very, very hard to bring you a mixture of what's going on right now, a mixture of what was in the past, and perhaps a heads up here and there for the future. All right, then here we go now. I think with a look at what we have done in the past, if we can find the right. The right little video, we should be able to. And here it is. This is the way that we actually saw Saturday night and Sunday morning. Name of a very famous film, of course, Saturday Night and Sunday Morning, and based on a book. I think it was an Osborne book, if I'm not mistaken, about northern life, northern factory life, and just how young people in the 50s and the 60s were ground down by just going to the factory, working all day at the same dull job, coming home in the evening, only just to get up. And then when Saturday night came, oh, wow, were they ready to go to town? And Sunday morning to get a bit naughty. But anyway, our view was these were the things that were happening a few years ago, Saturday night and Sunday morning. Let's take a look.
Saturday night and Sunday morning in Mirador country, from Battle to Brighton. Now, those folks down at the Runaway Bistro were busy all night baking little cupcakes for charity. They're great people down there. That's Pavel and his sister Jo. They were up all night baking these cakes just to make sure that the charity British Health Association would have a few extra funds. Health and social care, very important in the community. Thanks Pavel, thanks Jo, and they tasted great. Smile everyone! A glass of wine. Now to Saturday night and Dandelion Charm. Don't you just love these two? We do. Oh, and there's Proud Mama and Papa, and why not? They're very, very good. They really are good. They're very professional, both John and Claire. And if you haven't caught them yet at a concert, do so before you have to pay 50 quid or more for a ticket. They're going places. They are fantastic. Oh, that's Sister, by the way. Fantastic voice. Fantastic voice. Ah, that's my baby girl, isn't it, Mum? Yep. Oh, look at that audience, though. Rapt attention. And it was a great concert. A really great concert. A fabulous night. Just fabulous. Just a lovely evening, a great evening. Meanwhile, back at the Priory, skullduggery afoot. Genry had a nice glass of wine before he went back on duty, and those who don't know what Genry is or who Genry is, he is a medieval knight who was at the Battle of Lewes in 1264, and in 1964 he returned, miraculously came back from the dead, to stand guard over his beloved Priory. And if anybody messes with that Priory, then Genry is really very upset. And an upset Genry, a knight of 1264, with all his armour, is not to be thought of lightly. So Genry was really incensed when he discovered that some vandals had put graffiti on part of his beloved Priory. Priory that had stood there since 1079. I'm sorry you can't see the picture better of the vandalism. This is the poster. Genry is not the only one who's out to get these people, but believe me, Genry is the most fearsome. Genry is the one I would worry about. Genry roams around quite a bit, and not only that, he's got a few pals that I would be worried about as well. So if you happen to be the person who put graffiti on Genry's Priory, I'd look behind you, every step of the way, because Genry and his mates may well be on the trail. Watch it, and if you get away with it this time, don't think you'll get away with it next. Never understood why people don't understand that Genry is there in an electronic age. It never occurred to them that he might be listening and watching all the way around the Priory. So-called modern technology. Okay, so that was Saturday night and Sunday morning in Mirador country. And so we got to Sunday morning. I'll say it right now, toodle pip. Well done, Howie. Saturday night and Sunday morning in Mirador country.
Oh, I don't know why we've got such a lousy picture this morning. We've done everything that we normally do, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. That's modern technology for you. They promise a lot and deliver only half. But if you just bear with us, we'll do our best to right the situation. I've been promising that for months. Sometimes we think that we've done it and then we relax, and then it all comes back again. It's not fixed at all. What a great pity. It's 10:42, and it's on the 27th day of March 2023, coming to the end of the first quarter. We flip into April later this week. It's the 27th today, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. Well, next weekend we call it April Fool's Day, don't we, on the 1st? So it's 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st. It seems to me that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, April the 1st will be a Saturday. Is that right? Well, if it's not, I apologize, but that's my counting for it. That's my counting of it. Okay, now I'm afraid we have to risk the bad picture and hope that we get a little bit of help in restoring a decent one. At least we keep going. Now is one of the things that well, I'm going to actually do my bit for Parkinson's right now. I have to do this on a weekly basis. Good morning. This is Mirador Television, and this is totally unscheduled. Behind this picture of Parkinson's disease is me. And what's more, I've got Parkinson's. Oh, yes, I have. And that's why I thought I was just pottering around this morning. And if you try to see me picking something up, it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. I have to flip it against the wall so that I can get some leverage. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's my computer, whether it's a pin, whether it's a pen, or whether it's a £5 note. That's a rarity in itself. But I just wanted to have a quick word to make an appeal on behalf of Parkinson's and Parkinson's sufferers. I don't want you to send me any money or this station any money. We're very bad at handling money. We get ourselves into all sorts of trouble trying to handle money. But please send some donations to Parkinson's, because it is the forgotten. It is the forgotten disease, and it's debilitating, and it's scary. A lot of famous people have had it. Billy Graham, Michael J. Fox, Muhammad Ali, the Big In, whose name I remembered a moment ago and I've forgotten now. That's a sign of Parkinson's. You start to get a little bit of dementia. Not a great deal, but some. But Neil Diamond. There are lots of famous people who have Parkinson's, and I know a few who fight it. That's the point. It's really a positive way of thinking. I am very positive. It ain't going to get me. I've had it for almost 10 years now. And yes, I'm worse now 10 years later than I was 10 years ago. But I'm still not as bad as everybody thought I would be. Yeah, I shuffle. I have difficulty walking. I don't have difficulty holding a glass of wine or a pint, I'll tell you that. But basically, I look at it in a very positive way, because each morning when I take a pill, which I have to take, I say to Parkinson's, bugger off. Just get away from me. Go away. And it does for a day. I'm able to function almost normally. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I'm 83. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. I've got Parkinson's. I get myself ready. Off I go, and I start a television. Well, I start preparing a television thing at about 7:15. Sorry, yeah, I get up at 5:15. At 7:15 in the morning at the White Hart Hotel in Lewis, and then at 8:30 I go on the air. Okay, it's only on the internet, it's only on broadband, it's only on social media, but nonetheless it gets to enough people to count. And I run a television operation, a television channel, and I often say, "Come on, get behind Parkinson's." This one is specific. Get behind Parkinson's. That's what I'm saying to you. Get behind Parkinson's. Let's see if we can. There. Right. That's what's happening to the inside of the body, even though on the outside it doesn't look too bad. At least for some. Some people shake. Some people have difficulty lifting their feet. Some people have all sorts of manifestations of Parkinson's. But basically, I tell it to bugger off, and then I spend 3 hours in front of the camera each morning, steering through all sorts of people with all sorts of interesting things. For what? 3,000 people? Only probably about 50 watching at any given time. But does it matter? No, it does not, because I believe passionately in what I do. And in believing passionately what I do, I'm able to shut off the fact that I've got Parkinson's. So please, what I'm saying to you is, there's no formal appeal. They don't even know I'm doing it. Please send money to Parkinson's. Yeah, you can send £3 to a puppy, or you can see £3 to a lion, or you can see £3 to a child in distress, and all those things are very worthy. But Parkinson's does tend to hit you later in life, and it's just oldies that get forgotten a lot of the time. Well, we ain't forgotten. We have a voice, and we make it heard every day, and I make it heard to Parkinson's. Bugger off, I tell it. And it helps. I don't know that it buggers off totally. No, it doesn't. Of course it doesn't. I've still got it. But I do take a positive attitude towards it. And I would ask you to take a positive attitude towards it. Just send them a few bob. That's all. That's all, just to help the research. This one I saw where if I started to do Irish jigs, it would help. Well, if that's the sort of research that's being done, God bless it. Why not? Let's try an Irish jig. Not right now. It's breakfast time. Anyway, this is Key Hayes from Mirador Television saying to you, please, 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 will you consider giving some cash to Parkinson's? Give it a go. It's a disease that is forgotten largely in the welter of publicity that you can get about all the diseases that hit people. But some famous people have had it, and some famous people have fought it to the bitter end. I'm going to fight it to the bitter end. Have I got another week? Have I got another day? Have I got another year? Have I got another decade? Oh, God help everybody if I have. But I'm going to fight it. For as long as I've got left, I'm going to fight it. Why don't you help me? Run alongside me. All right? Give it a little bit of something. Even if you just wake up in the morning and tell Parkinson's to bugger off. I would urge you, don't forget it. That's the main thing. Toodle pip. Well, there you go. That's my call to you to help with Parkinson's. It certainly it's a worthy cause, even though, as I said there, it's the forgotten one. And if you look at me now, who would say, well, what's wrong with him? Oh, there's lots of things wrong with me, but who would say that he'd got Parkinson's? And that probably is a little bit of the problem. It's only those with severe cases where they get incredible shaking, which they can't control. Generally speaking, Parkinson's is a bit concealed. It is a bit concealed. And so out of sight, out of mind. but we are not out of sight, and we're not out of mind, and we must not be. So I do urge you, give it some support. Give it some support. Now, we had two lovely people working for us prior to lockdown, and both of them used to do a wine program together, and I'm going to play it now because it might be useful to you, particularly since we're getting back to perhaps a bit normal in terms of the way that we buy wine now, and particularly with the surge in English wines. The wine industry is changing greatly. I actually had a bottle of claret on the weekend. I didn't drink it all. I only drank half of it, and that's about three glasses, and there were 3 small glasses of that, so I didn't get pissed. So don't start looking at me that way. But this wine was from the Languedoc area, which is a very good area, but I only paid £6 something for it, which is the bottom end of the scale. But it was delicious. It really was. So keep your eye open for bargains because they're there. But anyway, Annie Verrill went on, and I've lost touch with her, but I think that she was determined to become a solicitor, and I think that that's probably what she is now, in a solicitor's office, and being very successful. And the other is Fergus Wood, who went off to join the Marines. God bless him. And I'm sure that Fergus, being Fergus, will be a very successful Marine. But together, they were presenters of bottle poetry. And here it is. Well, it should be.
Hello and good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Here we are with the second episode, which is all about wine tasting for all the people out there who are wine connoisseurs or just want to know a little bit more about the wines themselves. So we have with us Mr. Fergus Wood, who will introduce himself and tell you all about his company. Hello, Fergus.
How you doing?
Please tell us more about yourself. I'm well, and once we get through all these wines, we'll be even better, probably. How are you?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. It'll be a great way. We're recording this at lunchtime, so hopefully it should get us into the afternoon quite nicely. Yes. And
just the right time for it.
Exactly. Thursday is the new Friday as well, so at least we're starting early. It's good.
Oh, I like that. That's great.
So yes, I'm Fergus Wood. I'm the founder of Camino del Vino, as you can see in the background. I'm a new startup. We're about to launch a new startup, online wine startup, where you can find us at www.caminodelvino.co.uk.
I think it's very clever of you to have started this company because I myself, I don't know much about wine. I know there are 3 different colours.
Yeah. There's 3 main colours, but there's orange wines as well. But we'll go with that.
There we go.
Let's keep it simple to start with.
Shall we leave that for later? Yeah. Let's have red and white later on for now. Okay, great. So last time you were about to start talking about this beauty here. Yeah. Wonderful.
Girl with a pearl earring, yes.
Which is a Merlot.
Correct.
Lovely. Here it is. And it's Chilean, is it?
It is Chilean, yes, correct, yeah.
Great.
So it went by a different name, the portrait, or the painting, sorry.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it is, or don't really know.
No, that's fine.
It's now just known as the girl with the pearl earring because it is so iconic and so distinct.
Indeed.
But this particular Merlot is also great for the region. It just thrives in the Central Valley. And the Central Valley it's sort of wedged in between the Andes on the east coast, and then it's got small sort of low-lying mountains on the west side. So it really tucks in below there. And Chilean climate is very Mediterranean. It's very warm and sunny. But then sort of it gets that through the day. But then when the the cool climate from the top of the Andes comes down when it comes into the night, it starts to cool all the vineyards down, so it helps mellow out sort of the growing conditions, basically, so it doesn't go ahead of itself, really. It doesn't wear itself out through the growing season, so it like sort of cools itself down. So it doesn't need to start photosynthesizing, and yeah, it basically ends up with a lovely, elegant wine at the end of the day, and which we hopefully get onto now.
I love the way you told that story. You should be a teacher. It's like a nice piece of geography and a little bit of history. The story behind it. Well done. Can I open the bottle now?
Yeah, you do it. Yeah. Let's see why not. I left mine annoyingly in a storeroom outside, so it's a little bit cool, but yours should be at a good temperature.
Yes.
Because you don't want it. Red wines, you want them to be like 16 to 18 degrees, sort of like. If you have them at room temperature, you should be fine. But mine's a little bit chilled. But you should just be fine. You should still get the same flavors, which is good. So.
Okay. Right. Let's open that up. Now, before anyone judges out there, this is what we decided on having the red in, right? Mm-hmm. Because I'm not a very big wine connoisseur, I just grabbed whatever glass I had at home. I just wanted to make sure it's not a pint glass.
No. So it's very good. So if you hold it up to the camera, you can see it in a bowl shape. Yeah. That's very good for wines in general, but because it helps collect all the aromas and flavors rather than let them go. So when you do swirl it around, when we go and sniff the wine, you can actually smell all the flavors that are in there. And so it just helps those sort of pinched in walls, help the flavors and aromas bounce off and keep inside. So, and where you want to fill it is just below the sort of the widest part of the bowl.
Here?
You want it, about there. Just fill it out,
just below the widest part.
Yeah, you want to fill it at the widest part. You just want to fill it slightly below, especially for tasting, because I'd say that you don't want to. Later on after the recording, you can fill it right back up.
No.
Just for tasting, you want to let all the aromas just tuck in. Whereas if you filled it a little bit higher, they may just sort of go out.
Also, let me just ask about the top. Now, of course, many people believe that if it's not a corkscrew, then it's no good. If it's just a screw on. What's the truth behind this?
So, there is a slight bit of truth in that. Yeah, a lot of one of my friends as well. He's especially for like these sort of wines, South American wines that do have a corkscrew. He just doesn't. He doesn't believe that good red wines should not be in a corkscrew. It's they should have a cork in it, basically. Just because it's like, what the cork does essentially, it just imparts a different level of flavor onto the wine that maybe the winemaker wants to do. But it's just, again, it could be a cost factor, or it depends very much depending on what the winemaker wants to do. But I guess it is sort of genuinely true that a lot of the cheaper wines do have screw caps, because it does cost a little bit more to put corks in, redesign the bottle and all that sort of stuff. But there are still very good examples of wines which have twisty caps, screw caps on the top. And so, again, it's just like, it's one of those, really. You can just take it as you will. Hopefully you'll like this one, and so, which is a good example of it being a good wine and needing a screw cap. But it's just, it imparts a different flavor onto the wine, basically.
Good. Well, thank you. You demystified that.
You're testing me today.
I told you I'm a novice, so whatever pops in my mind, I shall ask. I don't know if it's silly or not. But...
I like it.
Very good. So now to the important part.
The important.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good. That's perfect. Yeah, that's great.
Lovely.
So you
swirl.
You just want to give it a quick swirl. And you should be able to, if you just gently put your nose over it, I can you can smell it already. You should be able to smell like fruit flavors already.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so they're quite typically, especially for this Merlot, they're typically red fruit flavors, so such as strawberries.
I was going to ask, is there strawberry in there somewhere?
Exactly, yeah. So
Mm.
that's very typical of a good Merlot and sort of representing what the grape can offer, basically. And so yeah, give it a big swirl, and then if you want to dig deeper, put
Mhm.
your nose in it, and you can try and pick up, especially if you do go a little bit deeper, some sort of floral notes as well that maybe the wine should have as well that could be present in this. You can smell it. I can definitely.
Oh dear. No.
What are you going?
Floral. What type?
But if not, no worries. If your nose may not be particularly as attuned as mine, but it's something you may get to develop on later on.
All right.
Yeah. You may as well like be able to pick up like maybe a slight bit of bell pepper sort of flavor, like green pepper.
Herbaceous. Mm.
Yeah, herbaceous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. You see, I would never have associated green bell pepper with wine.
There we go. Yeah.
It's healthy. It's
Yeah,
full of
it is.
fruit and vegetables. We need more of this.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And then
Very good.
So we passed the first test. We've done the smelling. So these are these sort of flavors as well that you can pick up in the aromas essentially of the wine. You should be able to taste as well when we start to sip the wine as well. So they should be basically, whatever you pick up in your nose should be fairly representative of what you pick up on the mouth as well. But sometimes you may be able to find a couple more flavors that are, for instance, you could not smell on the nose that you could then pick on the tongue.
Right.
But that's just it's dependent on the wine basically, and it's very it's just whatever. Taste is very personal after all. So what you can taste and what you can't taste is entirely up to the person doing it basically. So yeah. We should wait and see.
So turn out I am very rubbish at this, but let's give it a go.
What you want to try and do is when you sip it, you want to try and let the mouth the wine sort of cover the inside of your mouth. So try and swish it around as if you're using mouthwash essentially. So you can get a real, especially for red wines because they contain tannins. You get this sort of general feel and sort of slight covering, but it's a really pleasant covering of your mouth and a slight drying texture to it as well. Which is very representative of red wines. And that's what a lot of people do sort of like, is that sort of slight drying sensation, which helps sort of, it's just nice really. I don't really know how to explain.
You can tell a very good story. Right. Let's see. Very nice.
Good.
Don't ask me about fruit. I already told you the most important.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll just get. That's what I'm saying. As soon as if you pick it up in the nose, just write it down whenever you're tasting. If you're doing a tasting thing, the same again. I've got the exact same one. But yeah, can you sort of feel on your tongue a slight dryness? That's what tannins are basically. There's slight dryness, and this particular Merlot as well, given the region that it grows in and the climate, and quite like medium. They're not too in your face. That some wines we may explore later down in the line. They're not too like really boom, but they're not too sort of soft. It's a nice middle ground. It's a nice like midweek wine, I'd say. You just get on with it.
It's very easy to drink.
It's a good conversation wine, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Talking about the label, and then you have a sip, and then you're like. They matched it beautifully, I think.
Very good. So would you say that different red wines contain more or less tannin, or is the amount of tannin the same? It's not, is it?
Well, in red wine making, for instance, the tannins particularly come from the skins, and maybe sometimes the stems especially in the classic vineyards that they use. They sometimes put the stems in with the fermentation process, but the skins contain most of the tannins, and this is what is distinguished between red wine making and white wine making, is that red wine fermentation process contains all the skins in it with the wines with the grapes, so all the grapes, whereas in the other one they crush and then press the white wine so that it's just the juices that are fermented.
So there's no skin.
So there's no skin at all, yeah. So that's why tannins, you will never feel tannins in white
In
wine.
white wine.
Yeah, it's only applicable to red wine. Yeah.
I like this.
Yes.
Yes, I don't think I like the red wines that contain too much tannin, because when I taste that dryness a bit too much, I can never explain it. It seems, I don't know what's the word for it. What's the best word? Is it too dry then, or too something? But I can never explain. But whenever I taste, go ahead.
I mean, it's quite intense, isn't it? Especially when you do get a big bombshell in your face, in your mouth, of a big tannin grape. It's not for everybody's liking, definitely. But I think definitely this one is a lovely sort of evening. Pop it on
by the fire
party. Now they're in, maybe outside of lockdown periods with other people, friends and stuff like that. You can have a couple of bottles of these on a Friday or Saturday night and let everything go. Yeah.
Even for an everyday wine with some food, or in the evenings, I would definitely recommend. It's very, very nice.
Nice.
Right, just a little bit more and then I'll put it away. Very nice. I feel like I want to eat it.
Good. Can you feel as well? I noticed on my last gulp as well, like my tongue being sort of quite fresh in itself. There's like a minty flavour. That's quite indicative as well of the sort of region and Merlot. It's quite like a lovely little, just fresh minty eucalyptus sort of feel as well, which again would be the herbaceous sort of side coming into it.
The green peppers, right?
The green peppers, the same sort of category, yeah.
Right, so girl with the pearl earring, I agree. It's very, very good. Very tasty. Thank you very much. I hope one day you will return with another arty wine.
I do. I have another one. I have a Sauvignon Blanc, which we could do, also from Chile as well. So this would be a great opportunity to go, okay, we've done the reds, now we can move on to the white side of Chile. And especially Sauvignon Blanc, one of Chile's best white wine, great varieties that it produces as well. So.
Thank you very much, Fergus. This was very, very nice. I've thoroughly enjoyed this. I shall try it later again, just in case. See if I can recognize the bell peppers later on.
Exactly.
Right. Thank you very much. We shall be back next time. Thank you. Thank you to the viewers, and thank you to lovely Mr. Wood.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Well, there you are. I'm afraid that the picture to you is far from perfect, as I say. We keep trying to work on it, and it seems that we fixed it, and then it all goes wobbly again. But we will. We're triers, and we don't give in. Never give in. Never surrender. So I'm sure that we'll get it to you one day. Okay, we're going to take a 5-minute break. It's now 9 minutes past 10. We'll be back by 20 past. And we'll actually see you then, I believe. Do I believe? Yes, I do believe. I do believe. And God bless those who do. Yeah.